Oh my God. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. As the day is winding down here at the Old Mill Parafest in Dundee, Michigan, of course. If you don't know who I am by now, let me remind you, Michael John of Michael John Paranormal Ghost Stories, the co-ghost host with the voice of the paranormal, the voice for the paranormal, Windsor, Ontario's own, the paranormal voice. And I have the unbelievable pleasure of sitting next to the greatest of all time, folks. Dare I say, or dare I don't say, the one and only Mr. John Zaffis. What haven't you done in the paranormal, sir? First and foremost, what haven't you done?
Nothing. I've done everything.
Done everything.
Everything.
You named A to the Z. A to the Z.
I even sat and looked for the Loch Ness Monster one night. Couldn't find him, but I looked for him.
Were you in a boat?
No, we were on the shore. Actually, there's three of us. My uncle came back in the morning to shake us, wake us up. He goes, "Did you find it?" And we said no, and he busted out laughing.
Were you a young man at the time, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! So were you like literally just hanging out? Were you like doing Loch Ness Monster calls, whatever that would be? I don't know, but and I'm not being funny with you. I'm being serious. Like, was there something you did, some sort of a technique, thinking if you do this, if you bang on rocks like Sasquatch, you bang on trees, but then maybe you're banging on rocks for the Loch Ness Monster to show up? Is there something you did to maybe engage with it?
No, we just sat there and watched.
Really? Now, did you ever, like, was
Nope.
there anything questionable? Like the water's like, oh, it's rippling. That's not a fish.
Nope.
Nothing. Okay. Now, what about, let's go there. Let's go. Speaking of cryptids, Dogman. You ever venture out that way?
I've heard of it.
Okay. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. I've heard of it. Never seen it, but heard of it.
Have you ventured out for that sort of stuff? Or you've been strictly mainly focusing on hauntings, possessions, that sort of thing? Of course, haunted objects is your specialty.
No, I haven't really. Wait a minute, I take that back. Wait. There were a couple of cases we worked on that were alleged Bigfoot cases,
Yes, sir.
but we didn't find anything.
Okay.
Nothing. No fur. Nothing.
No footprints.
No footprints. Nothing.
That's BS. I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry, for sure.
We
So
looked.
at
No,
the
we
end of
did
the
look.
day, I mean, you've been around. I mean, since day one. I mean, literally, man. You started this thing, I think, at this point, and that's with all due respect to you, of course. How long have you been doing this?
51. 51 years.
51 years. How old were you when you started?
16.
16. And now, was it because of an experience you had,
Yes.
or was? Okay, would you
Yeah.
mind sharing that
No,
with us,
not at
please?
all.
Thank you.
16 years old, Wednesday night, still can remember it. Foot of my bed, there was a little shadow form, was shaking its head back and forth, a tall one actually. And it was very transparent. So I went downstairs to go tell my mom about it. And she says, "Well, did it say or do anything?" I said, "No, it just stood there and shook its head back and forth." She goes, "Well, Johnny, that was your grandfather." And I go, "Well, Ma, how do you know, my grandfather?" She goes, "He was very quiet, very stern man, didn't say too much, but he would always shake his head back and forth." I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "Make sure you tell my brother," meaning Ed Warren. He
Yes.
was my mom's brother.
Okay.
So I went up, I was telling him the story about it, and he goes, "You never believed in any of this?" I go, "No, I thought you just did it to make a quick buck." So, after that changed me, and I started believing.
Yes.
So then I started investigating, because that opened up the whole realm, because then my grandmother passed away a couple of days after that.
Yes, sir.
And I said, okay, there's something to the stories with deceased loved ones coming back. Help cross over.
Yes.
And that's what opened everything up with me at that point in time to start investigating.
Now, did you ever get into sort of things like conjuring or like voodoo, hoodoo? Did you dabble in any of that? Experiment with any of that, or have you stayed away from that sort of stuff?
I've never really dabbled into some of that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Witnessed it, seen it, been around it, but never really
Did it yourself?
did it myself, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it's like the Ouija board. I have nothing against Ouija board. I don't think it's a Ouija board that causes problems,
Okay.
but I will not sit and play one.
Right. But intention is everything. Would you agree with that?
Tension is 100% everything.
Yes. Exactly.
There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I mean, it's just like anything else out there. It's all intent and purpose behind something.
Yes.
So I believe everything and anything that does occur and happens all wraps around the simple fact of energy.
Right, exactly, and that could be spell casting. That could be using, pendulums. You could be using ghost box, automatic writing, etc., etc. Right? For sure, for sure. I'm glad that we agree on that. There's so many theories out there. I mean, none of us are experts out there. There is no university degree, but I mean, you're probably as close to that as anyone could possibly get to knowing a thing or two and then some about the paranormal. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking a minute for us here.
You got it.
Everybody, the creeps, the freaks, and the weirdos that make up the TPV Nation from day one to day now, thank you very much. We get to do what we do because of them, because of great guests like yourself. We're doing what we love, and that is sitting here learning ourselves and also sharing knowledge to our great community out there. So everybody out there, once again, the one and only GOAT of the paranormal, John Zaffis, is right here right now live with us at the Old Mill Parafest in Dundee, Michigan. We will see you all on the other side. But in the meantime and in between time, happy hauntings.